What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Sunday, June 14th, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why, but get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very, very special guest that's on with me today. I don't typically get guests that are local like myself in the same vicinity, but she is. She is the new dance team coach for your Rochester Knighthawks. Her name is Justina Grudzinski. Had to say that together because I would have butchered her last name if I didn't. And it's a pleasure to have her on here on the podcast, and we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into sports, but also we're going to ask her some get-to-know-you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce you, the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Justina. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Justina, for hopping on. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to have a lot of fun. And listen, my first question to you is the same as it always is with everybody that hops on this thing. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into sports and dancing?
Yeah, so of course, every little girl growing up wants to do something, right? Whether it's put a lacrosse stick in their hand, dance, cheer, and mine just happened to fall in the dance world. So I was a little girl. My parents put me in something. They tried a bunch of things, soccer, softball, and none of it stuck. I just wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be on stage. I loved creating choreography on my own in my bedroom. And as I grew, I would say about 6 or 7 years old, my mom unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer. And that was kind of when my dance love really catapulted. And looking back as an adult, I think, of course, what it was probably a trauma response, right? So it was the only
Sure.
thing that was constant in my life at that moment while my mom
Right.
was going through her treatments. I had a very little sister at that point, and my dad was just trying to be my mom's rock. And so I really just focused on dance, and I would dance in my bedroom, dance on the bus, dance in the hallways. I just was always dancing. And
Right.
that really got me through those tough times. I ended up getting a role in the Nutcracker a few years later
Wow.
with Pittsburgh Ballet, which is really great. So
Yeah.
I do attribute that. Of course, hard work to all my dance teachers while I was training at a younger age. But for Pittsburgh Ballet to come to Buffalo is amazing. And my mom was going through her second round. She actually got re-diagnosed with cancer a few years after that.
Wow.
And I had my aunt Fran was actually like, let me take her, let me help out with this. And I actually landed the highest role, non-professional, in Buffalo. I was playing Fritz, which is, if you know the Nutcracker, it's the little boy,
Yep.
the main little boy of Clara. And so I missed a good chunk of school, and I performed at Shays as an 11-year-old kid, which is
Wow.
like the coolest thing ever. I feel like I peaked at 11 years old, being among and auditioning alongside professional dancers and training with them. They were in Buffalo for many, many, many months, and while we prepared for the show, and just being down in the dressing rooms with them, it was just an amazing experience. And in that moment, I was like, I'm going to forever dance until God doesn't allow my legs to work anymore. And so here I am many years later. I continued on at Future Dance Center here in Buffalo. They took us through so many different amazing experiences. We trained with some professionals in LA, in New York City, and my mom wanted me to go to college, of course. So I went to college, but while I was in college, I cheered and then danced professionally until I wanted to get married, have kids, and then here I am. And now I get to come back into that world as a coach.
I love it. No, I love it. That's a great first answer, and I appreciate the transparency as well. I hope Mom's is doing much, much better now. I really do.
Praise God. Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Happily. Obviously, she's a great mother because you're great. You're awesome. And obviously, your dad, can't say enough about him for being a rock for you, for sure. No question. I want to ask you about Kanisha's University. This is your alma mater, Canisius, which is in Buffalo. But the question I want to ask you is, were there any other schools that you were considering going to? And if so, what were those schools before you made Canisius your home?
Yeah, so when I was a junior, I was meeting with my counselor, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was cheerleading at my high school at the time, and also dancing, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go down that route and focus more on where can I make a cheer team or a dance team, and then also get my studies in.
Right.
Um, my mom, I of course wanted to go to LA and dance professionally and,
Sure.
do all of that. My mom was like, no, we're gonna get some school in there. So I wanted to go to NC State, actually. That was
Mm.
kind of a
Wolfpack.
dream. Yeah, I wanted to cheer there so badly. And I did. I had some family that lived there at the time, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. And we had gone down there every September to visit my aunt and I went to one of their practices and I had cold feet and I was like, I don't think I can leave Buffalo. And
Right.
so I came
Mhm.
back home. Then it was my senior year and I went to Canisius and just went to one of their open auditions, their tryouts there. And I made the cheer team and I felt like that was the time I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be there, and I got my bachelor's and my master's. I ended up staying there and did all of my schooling there. I only cheered 2 years because then I joined the Buffalo Bandettes when I was a junior in college, and I did that for 6 seasons after that. But I loved that university so much. I liked being close. I did stay on campus, which being a student athlete, it was just, we practiced really weird hours. We were sometimes at the CAC Center like much later
For sure.
at night. So instead of driving back and forth, I stayed up there, which was a great experience. Um, I was involved in a lot of community around the college and some different clubs. So I enjoyed my time there. But it was perfect amount of time that I could just pop on the thruway and be home in 30 minutes. So
For
that
sure.
was a little bit of great independence, but then also not too far away.
I love that. I do. And I got some bonus questions for you before I get into the next question. Now, you're a Hamburg, New York native, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Tell me about Hamburg, because first of all, I'm still new to New York. I moved up here last August, and I'm in Macedon, New York, which is about 15, 20 minutes from Rochester. Where the hell is Hamburg, New York at? I have no idea where that is.
Okay, so if you know, have you ever been to the Bills Stadium?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, so Hamburg is the town right next to the Bill Stadium. So we pretty much
Oh,
share Orchard Park, Hamburg, are like right on top of each other. So it is southern, more south. We get a lot of snow. We're in Western New
hmm
York. We get
hmm
we're in the snow belt. Hamburg is right on Lake Erie, so it's right on the water.
Yeah.
We get beautiful summers, crazy winters.
Yes.
And actually from my specific home where I live, we're on the Orchard Park side of Hamburg, which is closest to the stadium. I could ride my bike to the stadium if I wanted to.
Mm.
We're very, very close to the stadium. So it's, it's basically, I mean, from throughway to throughway, 55 minutes to Rochester. So it's pretty close. And we're about 20 minutes from from the city of Buffalo.
I'm
20, 20.
guessing. I'm guessing you got your Easy Pass on you because the Easy Pass.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you got that on you. I got one too for sure, no question. I know that's right. I want to ask you about dance. What genres of dance did you do? I know you've been dancing and you've been cheering for quite some time, but did you do hip hop, classical? Did you do a multitude of genres? Like what genre of dance did you do?
So I am trained in everything other than like salsa and ballroom. Um, so hip hop, contemporary, tap, jazz, acro, all
Mhm.
the things. The studio I went to was more of a hip hop focus. We did train in ballet. We did train, and when I transitioned after the Nutcracker, I was in a ballet specific studio for those years that I was younger. And
Okay.
then I transitioned to future dance and their focus is definitely more jazz, tap, hip hop, but we would take those ballet and technique classes throughout the week just to make sure we were keeping up on our skills because of course it's a great foundation. But when you go to the shows, if anyone's ever been to a future dance show, they're known for their hip hop and their jazz and their tap.
Okay, I like that. And it's kind of like every time I talk to somebody that's skilled enough as a dancer, whether it's, any kind of genre, I think about Save the Last Dance, which is one of
Yeah.
one of my big time movies, right? Because I don't know about you, but I'm in my 30s, so yeah, I definitely it takes me back to that particular, so I love that. Canisius was the host city for this year's NCAA tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Their college was the host college. Did you get a chance to go to any of the Buffalo games that was in the region for the NCAA tournament?
So I didn't attend any of the tournament games,
Mhm.
but my husband actually works for the Buffalo Sabres here. So our family kind of geared towards more the hockey, football world, and obviously lacrosse world. So I didn't make it down there, but the hype in Buffalo it was very cool to have that up here. It was really cool for our city and for the college itself.
Definitely remind me to get your husband's name again because I definitely, obviously covering the Amerks for a season. I'm trying to be able to get credential to get cover the Buffalo Sabres for next year. They have such a great year next year, so I definitely want to do that for sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to connect you guys.
Okay, no doubt. Now, the next question I want to have is like a list of questions. These are favorite questions. So you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay, so here we go. Favorite meal, Justina, that you like to cook?
Oh, well, I'm a horrible cook, but I would say breakfast sandwiches are my jam. I can make a great breakfast sandwich. But if someone was cooking for me, I would choose pizza. I love pizza, all things pizza, but
Mm.
my favorite is green olives, cheese and green olives on my pizza.
Wow. Are you a pineapple person? Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
No, I'm allergic to pineapple, so that
Okay.
would not be good.
Well, girl, you are
No,
good. You good with me?
a lot of people like that, but no.
Well, you good with me. You got a friend in me because I'm definitely not a pineapple person when it comes to pizza. I am a meat lovers kind of guy. So anything with chicken and pepperoni, sausages, pizza, I absolutely love it. So yes, okay, cool. I like that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
I would have to say Justin Timberlake in Buffalo, and I think it was like 2011, maybe 2012. It was
Oh, yeah.
the most, it was so close. I feel like I could touch him. And I just love, I think he is the trifecta. He can act, he can sing, he can dance. He's got all the talent.
He that was around that time frame where he came out with the future sex, maybe future sex love sounds, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
He was so good and he sings a cappella, he beatbox, like it was just he's so well rounded. And I think just where I was in my life, I was young and
Yeah.
just carefree, no responsibilities, and was just attending a ton of concerts, and that was definitely a standout. He also, I went and saw In Sync. That was my first ever concert as a kid.
For
And
sure.
so
For sure.
years later, I'm, watching Justin Timberlake super close. So he's definitely a fan favorite of mine.
Absolutely a great concert of his. I did not have the privilege of seeing that particular one, but his one with the Mirrors album, the 2020 experience, if I'm not mistaken. That's what his one. I saw that particular one, and the one where he had to say something with Chris Stapleton. That album, I
Yeah.
got a chance to do that as well.
My goodness, he's so good live.
He
He's
is
amazing.
amazing, no question. I like that though. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Well, I am a Disney freak. I'm a Disney adult. I've been there I think 54 times. I
Wow.
go often. So it would be bad if I didn't say Disney World, but I will say that I have been to Alaska and Hawaii, and those are bucket lists for many people to go to. So I would say if I had to pick anywhere to go right now, I would pick Disney. But Hawaii and Alaska was some of the most amazing sights, and the people and the food that I got to experience in both of those places were just unmatched.
You got some damn good taste, girl, when it comes to places. I love that. That's amazing. I definitely been to Hawaii. Have not been to Alaska though, but I definitely is on the bucket list, like you said. And fun fact, before I get to the next one, never been to Disney World. I've only been to Disneyland. Um,
Ooh, you go to Disney World, Epcot, the best place ever.
And see, here's the thing. There's four different kind of places in one. I mean, you can't if you go to Disney World, number one, you can't stay there a day like you can for Disneyland. You can do the whole land in one day, but you have to at least go for a few days to Disney World. And as a journalist, and I also sub teach as well, it's just very difficult for me to get out
Yeah,
there. But at some point, I will accomplish this as an adult and go out there because Space Mountain is one of my favorites in Disney, and I hope they still got Space Mountain at Disney World. So
they
that would be
do.
nice.
They do in
Okay,
Tomorrowland, waiting for you.
that's why I love
And
it. I love it, Justina. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I'm a sports person just like yourself, so I'm going to ask you a two-part sports question. Favorite
okay,
sport you like to watch on TV, and favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
football. I'm a football person, hands down. Bills fan my whole life, and close second is the Sabres. I remember watching it as a little girl with my dad, but football is my jam.
Now, did you get a chance to go to the charity softball game that they did this past in Rochester, the Buffalo Bills?
No, I didn't go to that. I was actually traveling for work, but
Mm,
a ton of my friends and family went to it. It's such a cool event.
it is.
They used to have it up here when Micah Hyde did it, but
Yeah.
then I heard moved to Rochester, which is awesome to kind of spread the wealth a little bit. But I was out of town for work, so I did miss it.
Got you. That was actually an event that I got a chance to cover. It was my first
Okay.
time talking to Dalton Kincaid, one on one. He's amazing. Talked to Micah Hyde as well, along with Greg Rousseau, some of the other players as well. So that was a great event. Great turnout. A lot of people came to that, and it was just fun. It was really fun and cool to do that. So yes, and I'm crossing fingers. I'm hoping that I can go to Bill's training camp. I got kind of
I know
connected with a couple of people there, so I'm hoping to go to get some day passes and go to training camp. So we'll see. We'll see how
that
that works out.
that
Yeah.
would be great. I know everyone is very excited and anticipating the opening at the stadium.
Will you be going there? Because I know I'll definitely be going to at least one or two games.
Yes, my husband and I have had seasons for well over 15 years. So although I was not loving the PSLs, but you know what? I couldn't see us not having that. That's just something we have children now, and that's just something he's so busy during the hockey season that him and I have together with our friends. And although it's not always Sundays, I always just say, like, who can beat a Sunday tailgating, going to watch football, watching live football? I mean, they say no, where else would you rather be? And it's no truer statement.
For sure. I gotta ask this one before I get to the last of the favorites. Have you heard about this? There's a group out there for Buffalo Bills that travels to away games. Have you heard
Yes.
about that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so
Yes.
I've recently, of course, like I just told you, I moved up here, and I've recently got incorporated with a couple of those people, and they're trying to set this up. And I was looking at the schedule, and I was like, man, you know what? The way that my schedule's going with the different things that I'm covering, I'm thinking Vegas is setting up really good for me to be able to go.
Where our family, as soon as the schedule came out, we saw they were opposing team that we were going to,
Yeah.
and we actually went to the Sabres game, the Vegas Knights and Sabres game this past March.
Hmm.
It was St. Patrick's Day, and we went, and I said it would be awesome if the Bills were playing in Vegas. I actually have a friend who's a Raiderette over there, so I we traveled there. My husband and I traveled to Vegas a couple months ago. We were going for the Sabres game, and also we went saw a concert, and I
Cool.
actually took class with the Raiderettes at their studio, which that was amazing.
Oh,
Um, and we were able to go to the game. So we bought flights and got our hotel, and we're going to the Vegas game, which I'm really excited about.
well, listen, please don't hesitate to say hello if you see me there. Okay. Obviously, I'll probably be amongst the fans, but I will definitely,
I will
please.
find you. I will find you.
Please do. Please do. That'd be amazing. Last of the favorites. I'm a huge foodie. Buffalo is some place that I'm going to be a lot of times. I'm actually going to be covering the University of Buffalo football, also their men's and women's basketball team. So doing a lot of things in Buffalo. As I told you earlier, I have my easy pass too. I just need it because I'm going to be flying there. Tell me, what is a place I should go out to eat at? And what is your favorite place to go out and eat at?
Okay, so you have to go to Barbell, which is in East Aurora. It
Okay.
is a fan favorite for wings,
Mm,
and it has some of the very best flavors, different types of flavors. Always order them extra crispy
okay.
because that is just what you got to do, and you got to eat them with blue cheese. So
Okay.
non-negotiable. Blue
Okay. So
cheese,
fun fact, I've never had blue cheese in my life.
of course, probably a ranch person, right? You're
No,
probably
I've never had ranch. I
no.
never had
Okay.
ranch or blue cheese. Hopefully, I'm not the first person you ever met that said that, but I've never had ranch or blue cheese. I normally get so here's the flavors I normally get, Justina. Garlic parmesan,
Okay.
buffalo, obviously,
Yes.
barbecue, honey barbecue either or, lemon pepper is another flavor I normally get. So those are the four predominant flavors that I normally get, when it comes to wings.
Okay, so choose any of those.
Okay.
Are that's Josh Allen also has some favorites marked on the barbell menu. So if you go there, you can maybe try some of his faves. But you have to eat them extra crispy, order them extra crispy and with blue cheese, and you will never eat them differently.
Okay. From your lips to my ears. No question about that. I appreciate that. Okay. Barbells.
Disappoint.
No.
And then my favorite place, I think I'd have to say Mulberry. It's actually a very small hidden restaurant. A lot of people wouldn't know about it unless you are from here. And they have the most amazing meatballs. And they're huge, like the size of our head. They're so big and it's
Okay.
in Lackawanna. So if you're up here and you want to try it, it's called Mulberry and it is an Italian restaurant. They have a beautiful bar when you first walk in, and they have lasagna. So the lasagna changes all the time. So they have a different type of lasagna every time. It's this large stack, and then the meatballs are just so great.
Now, obviously, I'm definitely going to check out that place because Italian is my second favorite. I would say Mexican is my first, but Italian is definitely my second favorite. So whenever I am out there in Buffalo, and you're out there too, I'll have to say hello to you for certain.
Yes. And if you like Mexican, aguacates in Hamburg is great. It is so great. There's also a really good one. I think it's called Ariba in East Aurora. That's also very good. We have a
Okay.
really good Mexican out here.
Absolutely. Like I said, there'll be plenty of times I'll be out there covering Buffalo, not only Buffalo, but Buffalo State football as well. That's going to be out there as well. So I'll be doing both of those things in the fall. So yeah, many times. Like I said, I would definitely have to say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Grudzinski and
Yeah.
try some of those places out. That'd be amazing. So that's cool. Now I want to talk to you about your day-to-day process. Now we kind of touched up on it pre-show a little bit. We know you do real estate as we talk about that, but you also, like I said, are a dance coach as well. I know as a journalist, no 2 days are ever the same, and even as a teacher, no 2 days are ever the same. Students come in with different attitudes, different things, and plus as a sub teacher, you get different classes, different grades. It's just never the same, right? So for me, I understand that, but I love it. I love it as a journalist. I want to know, what is your day-to-day process as a dance coach? You know, you've been a captain, you've been somebody that's been doing it with the bandettes, and now you're transitioning to full-time coach. What is going to be your day-to-day operations of trying to get these ladies ready to perform at the best of their abilities at these games?
Yeah, so a lot of it is prepping prior to the practice, right? So making sure we have our choreography lined up, very much like what a marketing team would do. You look at a content calendar and you look at all the things that you have, community events, appearances, games, if there's theme nights. So just making sure that you're prepping on the front end so that once you get into the season, because it is so busy, that the dances are already on the Rolodex and you're ready to go. And it's really just cleaning them, making sure they're field ready, and then the girls going out and performing them. So a lot of the prep right now is prepping for prep clinics coming up. They are just to help girls that are looking to come out to try out for the team, or if they just want to dance again. Maybe they were on the Nighthawks before and they, stopped after the hiatus. Maybe they just want to come out and dance again. So prepping for that, working on getting our new uniforms ordered, making sure that we have enough. I like to bring in some guest choreographers. So I'm working on getting all of those booked right now. And then we've partnered with LA Fitness in Rochester. So
Yeah.
working with that team to be part of their community events. We want to make sure that we are there to support them. They do a couple times a month member appreciation nights.
Yep.
So we've been working with them to come up with what that's going to look like, how the girls can be there for them and support them and promote them, because they're being so gracious to us and allowing us to practice in their beautiful facility. And then additionally, coming because we're starting new and fresh, we don't have we didn't have all of our partners, and so our makeup, our hair, our spray tan, our lashes, all of that. So my day has been working with all of our partners, having meetings with them, and working on getting great contracts together so that when the girls get their contract after they have made the team, they
Right.
know exactly where to go for hair, nails, spray tans, nutrition, all of the above.
And I love that breakdown. Thank you so much for that. And to kind of bounce off of that, what attracted you to this particular job of being in Rochester? I mean, obviously, it's still New York, still upstate New York, but what attracted you to this particular job of being the coach?
So I love starting something new. I love starting something fresh. I've been coaching up in Buffalo in Hamburg for about 16 years. And although my daughter hopefully one day will be a Hamburg cheerleader, she's entering middle school, so that time will be coming soon. I still am connected and love that program. But the opportunity to start something fresh and something new is so enticing to me because you want to have that opportunity everywhere. Being a
Sure.
bandette, some of the best years of my life, and the people I met, my friends still are girls that I danced with almost 20 years ago, and they were at my wedding when I had my daughter and my son. They're just there. We see each other so often, we talk daily. And knowing that I could bring that back to Rochester for the youth now and the young ladies that want to continue their dance career. A lot of times people think that, oh, my dance or my cheer career is over once I graduate high school or graduate college. This gives that community in Rochester the opportunity to go a second step and be able to do something at a professional level. And there's nothing like a lacrosse game. It's some of the best experience. That fan experience is amazing.
Hmm.
And I think bringing back the girls is going to elevate it even more. And the support that we're getting from the organization is so amazing. And honestly, it's like it's a breath of fresh air because
Sure.
they want the team so badly and they want it to be great and they want us to succeed. So they have equipped us with all the tools to do that. And so I'm really excited that Rochester gets to have this back.
I love that, and we're excited to have you. No question about it. I think you're going to be great, obviously, as a leader, as a coach, and you do that already naturally as a mother, as a wife. Great leader, great friend, great person. And I think you're going to bring great people on the team as well, which is kind of a segue to this next question that I have. What is the makeup of the girls that you are looking for? How do you choose the right girl to be on a Nighthawks dance team? You know, because there's gonna be a lot of girls that audition. Like, how are you gonna depict one from the other? What are you looking for?
So I encourage everyone that is interested to come to the prep classes. I think that's the most important thing, even when I was training. And I'm sure anyone that's watched anything, the Miami team, DCC, the prep classes are almost non-negotiable because it really gives you a chance to step into that choreography and understand what we're going to be looking for. There will also be a Q&A that the girls can ask any questions that they want, or any concerns that they have. As for the process and how we're going to choose, it will be probably about a 3 round process. So we'll
Okay.
have a round one where the girls are going to come in, we'll go across the floor, do a quick combo, and the judges are going to choose a group of individuals to move on to the next round. The next round, they're going to have to learn some more choreography, totally different style this time, just to kind of see them in two different lights. Because my favorite thing about lacrosse and the NLL dance teams across the whole organizations, that they do different genres. They might do a country dance, they might do a pom dance, they might do a hip hop dance. So I am going to pull all that into our audition process to make sure
Sure.
that the girls that we are choosing are well rounded. They can keep up with different choreography. And then as we bring in those outside people to do some guest choreography, that they're able to keep up with that too. So after round two, once we have our core dancing girls that we know can fit what we need, then we will move them on to the interview round. And that probably is going to be, to me at least, where I'm looking for just authentic individuals. I just want individuals that want to be there for the game day experience, for the community part of it, the fan engagement part. And I am very passionate about youth programs. I have children in youth sports right now. I think us as leaders and ambassadors for any community, it's very important how you hold yourself in a youth, for the youth to be watching you today. And so I'm going to focus very heavily on my interview on how they can drum up the youth program in Rochester. I would like to have a youth cheer program that dances with us at the games. And it's important to me that we're choosing individuals that will represent the organization on and off the field well.
I love that. I do. I love that answer. And, doing some more research, Justina, if I'm not mistaken, you're on the community for Section 6 for the New York State cheerleading, right? Cheerleading, competitive cheerleading. Yeah.
Yes.
How do you, I'm not sure what that entails. Talk to me about how that opportunity came about and what do you do on that committee?
Yeah, so there are 11 of us across the state of New York. There's 11 sections.
Mhm.
So Rochester being obviously five, Buffalo up here, section six. So I am the representative, the chairperson for the state committee.
Right.
So what that means is I work with a small group of us who are the liaisons between our executive directors at our section and the state, and for the sport of cheerleading. And what we do, I put on my sectional championship in the area, and that is the prerequisite to go to the state championship. We have
Mm.
two. We always have one in November for game day cheerleading and one in the wintertime in March for competitive. And so I hold my sectionals for all the local high school teams up here in Buffalo.
Mhm.
We send our individuals to the state championship. And then my role at the state championship is to help make sure that that competition runs that day. So helping streamline judging, basically helping Jen Simmons, who is our president, to run the competition for the state winners.
Wow.
And it's amazing. I've been doing it for a very long time. I think this is my ninth season going into that.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was a league rep, and that was just like the same type deal, but just ECIC league. Um, and then the individual that was in this role had moved on, and so I thought, why not? I was coaching at the time. I'm super passionate about helping and making sure we're always looking on how we can be better for the athletes and the youth. And I thought it was a great platform for me to do that.
I love that. And now, mind you, again, fun fact: I've never been to a cheerleading competition. Now, I've covered a lot of different high school sports. Cheerleading has not been one. I would definitely like to tap in with you and possibly do one of those type of sections. I don't know where if you can possibly get me to the right person that can get me credentialed, but I would definitely
Yeah,
would like to do that. Number one, to just see how it is because I've never seen it before. But number two, also be able to cover it and talk to some amazing athletes because I do think cheerleading is a sport. Some people
yeah,
don't. Some people don't think that.
I know.
But I do. And I think it definitely needs a light shine on it as well, because those ladies and some of those guys that cheerlead are absolutely amazing.
Yes, it is. And even when you look at the bigger scale, there's so many different layers, right? There's
Mhm.
all-star cheerleading, there's
Yep.
youth football and cheer like Little Loop cheerleading, Pop Warner, high school, but then you have the college, and then you have now we have that pro league that is happening. We also have the Olympics, the Team USA.
Mhm.
So there are so many layers of it, and these athletes are the males and the females are just they're incredible athletes and also great ambassadors for the sport itself. But yes, if you want to come up and do our sectionals, that would be amazing. It's myself that works on getting media credentialed, so we can definitely
Oh, we
talk about
yes, we
come up
will.
and
Yes, no question. And again, a great segue now, because I want to talk about mental health and work-life balance. Obviously, as a journalist, I've been a journalist for about 9 years now. Starting in Atlanta, Georgia, where I went to school. I went to school at Kennesaw State University. We also have that in common. I also got my bachelor's and master's at Kennesaw State University, so at the same school. But I've seen a lot of journalists that have been in this industry and left it because their mental health was affected. I've also seen them leave because of work life balance. Sometimes, it's just tough to be balanced, especially as a journalist, because we work long hours. Our hours differentiate, especially sports as well, because sports is nights and weekends. So when people are doing business hours type of work, 8 to 5, we are working. People are watching the basketball game. Somebody's there recording and covering them. My question for you, Justina, is how do you maintain good mental health, but also still have that work life balance? Because you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you, and I think your friends and family obviously feel the same way about you. But you're also very passionate about cheerleading, and you do real estate. You're also a daughter, you're a friend, you're a mother, you're a wife. You wear many hats, is where I'm getting at. So, and you also need Justina time. You need time for yourself too. So, how do you balance all of that without being overwhelmed or burnt out?
so I wish I had like an exact reason to sprinkle on and say this is how you do it.
Sure.
But I don't. But I can tell you that I do a few things. I am very intentional about social media. So, what I mean by that is at night, my phone at a certain time goes on Do Not Disturb,
Right.
and it doesn't open back up until a certain time in the morning.
Mm.
And I do that for a couple different reasons. One, doom scrolling really is doom and gloom because typically, unless your algorithm is, and me, I try to make it real estate, cheer and dance, and Disney World. But sometimes the algorithm brings in some not so
Sure.
great things for your brain to be seeing before you go to bed.
Sure.
So I started that a few years ago, and it has been a game changer for me as a mom and as a wife. Um, right when my phone, like right when we're at Do Not Disturb, I am spending those last hour or so of the night with my children, making sure that we're not, sitting parallel both on screens and instead
Yeah.
with each other. Whether we're playing a family game or I'm watching my kids do all of their tricks, mom watch, those type of things. But being with those because I think we've lost as a society human connection. So making sure I spend time doing that. No matter what, no matter if I have those things hovering, like I have to finish this contract or I have some choreography I need to finish up. That can happen after the kiddos go to bed.
Sure.
And then on top of that, also once the kiddos are in bed, my husband and I, for many years have always carved out times for ourselves. Whether we're playing cards, we love to play cards together. We watch a show, or we also, this is going to sound like we're old, but we will watch reruns of Jeopardy and compete against each other. And it's just something that we do because I think it just really brings back, like, not to forget each other and our relationship and why we do what we do. Prioritizing sleep. I am an early riser by nature. I just do. I wake up and I'm early.
Same
Um,
here.
so yes, so I have to go to. I really try to have a set bedtime, and get myself into bed so that I am at least getting those 6, 7 hours of sleep. And then making sure I have me time in the morning. I go to the gym in the mornings, typically before my kids and my husband are even awake, so that I can come home, I can shower, and by the time they're waking up, I can be there for them to get them ready for school or whatever they need from me until they're off. Once they're off, that's when I start my work. So I really try to compartmentalize my life so that I can be everything for everyone and not fall short. So my nights and my mornings are family and myself, workout. And then once those kids are at school, I am working hard in my jobs and making sure I'm just chunking out my time, spending exact amount of time that I need and completing what I need to do. And then the most important thing to us as a family is we go to church on Sundays. And although it's tough, football's on Sundays. We will, if we can't go, it's there. They do, our church streams it, so we will make sure that we go back and listen to the message. It's just something that we've instilled for many, many years, but it's important to us that our mental health needs that. I think you need to. It's 1 hour. You get to really detach from the world for a minute and just
Mhm.
find where you are and what you need. And my church is like does a really great job with just kind of letting you come as you are and leaving as you need and take what you need from that week's message. And so I feel that between water intake, working out, and then family, and then going and having some faith base, it's really helped make sure that I can do all the things I love to do, but not feel at the end of the day that I'm not getting anywhere with any of them.
I love that. And that's probably the best answer out of all 420 plus episodes that I've done here on this podcast, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. No question. And I'm not glazing you by any any imagination or anything. I'm really serious about that because you seem so sure and so detailed and disciplined. That's the word that came in my mind as well. Discipline about that. That the reason why I say those things is that I think for me, I'm kind of cutting the same cloth, but I had to kind of go through it a little bit in order to get to that point of detail and discipline,
Yeah.
of structure. As you know, obviously, I'm a person that's very structured. That's how we got on this podcast here because I had to kind of book it out in advance because I have this. I'm a planner, by nature. So I have my Google Calendar. I set up things, and I too go to the gym. I also write poetry, but I also cover a bunch of teams and do freelance stuff for different publications and networks. Tell me, was it something that you obviously had to kind of go through in order to get yourself to the point of discipline and structure and planning out, or were you always that kind of just,
I think a little bit of both. So I've always been a type A person. So I need structure and I need it to be exactly what it is. I don't do well when things are changed.
yeah,
Working on that though, because like mom life, nothing is
for
current,
sure,
nothing happens the way you want it to.
for sure,
But I will say that I say that confidently. However, it was not always like that. I definitely had to zig and zag to find what pieces needed to be put together for in
sure.
order for me to feel the zen and get the most out of life because it wasn't always like that. Um,
Hmm.
I read a lot and I read a lot of self-help and business books. And with that, business minded like just the theories that you read, even if you get one thing from one book that you read and you're like, I'm going to apply that because
Right,
a lot of times people are like, well, did you try journaling? Did you try doing meditation when you wake up? Did you try
right.
listening to a podcast before you go to bed? Every time you drive, don't listen to music, listen to the Bible, right? Someone reading the Bible. There's
Hmm.
just so many things that throw at you. Make sure you drink this many ounces of water and take this
Right,
magnesium, rub your feet at night, right? Like there's
right,
so many things that you can do, but I feel like it's almost an paralysis by analysis, right? You're like, what do I need to do? And then you find yourself like trying 70 things and nothing's working.
right.
So I really needed to like absorb all that information I was getting from out there. I knew I hit like a breaking point where I was like forgetting, like, you know what it was? There was one day I
Yeah.
walked into my house. I had not been in my house for 8 hours. It was like just a crazy day. Both kids had sports. This was probably like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Both had like their things going on. I had something I had to be at. I worked all day. I came home after gone 8 hours, and my whole back door, sliding door, was just I left it open all day,
Wow.
literally just all day. And what I had done was I like let the dog out, obviously in the morning, and just let the dog back in. And obviously I had 15 things in my hands, and my brain was going in 40 different directions, and the door was open all day long, rainstorm, water. I mean, it was just like chaos when I got home.
Right. Right.
And also, like, my dog could have gotten out or whatever, could have been tragedy, right? So in that moment, I was like, what am I doing? This is crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. So I can choose to have a mental breakdown, or I can choose to like get it together. And so I realized like there are just some things that you have to say no to. Like my problem is I'm a yes man. Like I want to help everyone and anyone, and
For
I
sure.
will. I will
For
wrap
sure.
everything and help you. But like I need to feed myself. You have to feed yourself in order to give out. You just have to. And I learned that. Like I was so spread so thin, and I couldn't be a good mom, and I couldn't be a good wife, couldn't be there for my friends if I'm not first like cultivating myself
For
and
sure.
making sure I'm fully fueled in order to give my all to others. And I mean, if I wrote a book one day, I would probably call it like something about open door theory or something, because it was in that moment I got home and I was like, I need to have a come to Jesus moment, because this like is not working.
I
How do you
feel
leave your
that.
door
I feel that.
long? So I will say that like I read a lot of things, I listened to a lot of things, I talked. I have a few mentors in my life that anytime I'm looking for advice, I go to like their Instagram, like they are very, very, very influential. And I'll listen to like three or four things that they have to say. And I'm like, that's it. That's the little tidbit I'm going to take, not the 4-minute video of advice. It's one thing, because you
Right.
can't in too much. And then you're going to just be like, I can't do this.
Right.
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 And I mean, if you ever read books, if you like books, Atomic Habits was like a game changer for me, because a
Okay.
habit is something you have to build. And I didn't just one day, like after I left this door open, was like, I'm going to change what I'm doing. It was just small little things at a time, small wins. And eventually, 4 years later, I feel like I can, in the middle of absolute chaos and me still like doing great things with my life, but also being able to be there I don't miss much of my kids' anything. Like I refuse. And I'm still like thriving. And I think it's because 4 years of just taking little things, little bits, and making habits out of them.
Yeah, you found your groove. That's pretty much what
Mhm.
it is. You found your groove. And I always live by the slogan, Justina, and maybe it's crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy as hell, but I live by the slogan is too much opinions is never good. Too many opinions is
Yep.
never good. You definitely want to value some people's, but too many is just never good, because then you never know which way to go. So at the end of the
Yep.
day, your opinion and what you feel and what's comfortable to you is going to matter the most. And you try to ask people that that you care about for their opinion, and they care about you genuinely. But I just don't. Too many voices is just never a good thing. Also, the thing I want to touch upon is you mentioned the kids and being human interaction. Me being a sub teacher, I definitely understand exactly what the hell you're talking about, because these kids are on these laptop and these devices now so much. It's rarely ever taught anymore where you just teach. Like they're on devices all the time. They want to be on their phones all the time. They don't even like to go outside and play. It's just one of those things where I'll play with you via in the house, and we'll do this on the phone. We'll play video games. So I love that human interaction thing that you do with your kids. And I do wish, because obviously with us growing up, mama told you to go outside and play. You went outside and played.
Street lights
Uh,
came on, right? You didn't
right.
come home. Street lights came on.
Right, absolutely, no question about that. I used to go to the park and play. Exactly, when it started getting dark, you come home. So I totally
Yep.
understand that. I want to ask you though about mental health as far as a team goes. Now
Yeah.
you being a coach, and you was a captain and you was on a team. I want to ask you, how would you kind of monitor mental health with your team? Because you know that most of the girls that eventually will be on your team are going to be having other occupations, and they're going to be having situations and stuff dealing with their lives too. How did you manage it as a captain before on the team? And would you make any changes or do anything different now that you obviously are a coach in a different role?
Yeah, so I think awareness is probably where the biggest landing page for that is, because if you are not aware of individuals, so someone's bad day looks different on every individual walking through your door.
100%.
You might have someone come in, you might have 12 girls in front of you and everyone had a bad day and they're all going to look different.
Yeah.
So knowing, building that relationship with the people that with the people that you coach is the most important thing, because you'll know, Susie walks in and you're like, something's not right with her today,
Yep.
because you just know. Um, and then also the caveat to that is making sure that you have an open door policy, and that although, yes, you are their coach, but you also are a safe space. And if something is just not right, it's okay to say it's not right and we're not okay here, and wave that flag, and I need support, I need help. The best thing about being on a team is, and even for me when I was on a team, is being there with other people that you can trust, in an environment that you can be authentic,
Sure.
be yourself, and also just be honest. Like, I am not it today. I am going to just stand in the back and I'm going to learn this and I'm going to take a video, but I
Right.
am not it.
Right.
And it's okay to have that self awareness, because I feel like that's really healthy. If you can say to yourself, this is not my day, I'm not feeling it, bad day, whatever it ends up being, maybe bad week, bad month. I think also as humans, we say, like, we put those pressures on ourselves. I think society does that. We are like, well, you got to wake up and go to work, and you have to wake up and go to your practice, and you have to do this and you have to do that. But we never look and say, like, well, I need X, Y, and Z because I'm struggling in these
Right.
areas. So knowing that about yourself, and I think that's the difference between, like, when I was a just a participant on the team and a captain to now coach role, is to make sure they understand how to recognize those things in themselves, and then what are the action steps to take, because we need to make sure that we are not only looking out for each other, but also making sure that once you are at that point, what does that mean for you? Can you come to practice and just sit? And maybe sometimes people need that. I mean, I'm that person. If I'm having a bad day, I don't want to shut down. I want to, like, be where it makes me happy. But that's not everybody. And so, how can I help you? Like, tell me where you are, meet them where they're at, and find out how you can help them. I also think recognizing in the youth today, and I say kids because, like, I'm going to be much older than some of them, right?
For sure.
But
Sure.
I think it's really important that they know, no matter what, that the people around them are always going to be there for them and not judge them. I think we have this society of comparison, and it is
Oh yeah.
basically like the demon, right? Like, we're online and all you see are people's happiness. You never see anything else. You don't see
The
the struggles.
vulnerability.
Yes, no, you don't at all.
Yeah.
And so that is the culture I want to create at this level. Is I need to know the good, the bad, and the ugly of all things at their comfort level, because I'm also a human. I also might not be having the best day ever. I also might have a sick kid at home. I
Hmm.
also might be dealing with something at work, and it's we can show that. You can show them that, like, even though I'm your leader, I'm going to have a moment where, like, maybe my eyes are puffy because I drove 50 minutes and cried the whole time because
Right.
I'm struggling in some area. And I think when you show them that vulnerability, they won't feel like, oh, I only can show my perfectness, because
Right.
that's not real life. That's not real life.
Right.
And I think it's really important, and that's going to get built over time, right? Because it is a new team. But
For sure.
right from the get-go is spending one-on-one time with those girls and really getting to know them. What does their life look like? What are they doing? Are they trying to work full-time, go to school, and also, like, are engaged
Mhm.
in planning a wedding? Like,
Right.
knowing that about them instead of just she's a really great dancer with pretty hair. That's surface level. I don't care about that. Because if you're on the team, you have great hair and you're already a good dancer. I know that.
Right.
Now I need to know what are those roots? What is deep down? What are the things that make them happy? What are the things that make them sad? What are the things going on in their life? And then additionally picking captains that can be a second set of eyes, because really like my relationship is this way, right? Like looking out at them.
Mhm.
But when you're a member on the team and when you're a captain, like it was my role to make sure I was always eyes and ears. Like someone's not okay and they're
Right.
afraid to say, or we're at a community event and someone's having heat exhaustion, and like what does that look like, right? So making sure I'm picking captains that also are well aware of what their role is, not to just call our dances on the sidelines and make sure that the DJ plays our music on time. Again, surface level relationship. We need those girls that can recognize when their sisters are not okay. Um,
Right.
but I think my biggest takeaway, and I tell my kids all the time, is if you're not okay, we have to talk about it. Open door policy. Like,
Sure.
just tell me because I can't fix something I don't know. And how many times in life, I mean, it happens to me weekly where you're like, I wish I would have handled that situation differently. Or I wish as I reflect on my weeks, I always am like, why did I not read 3 chapters? Like, I read 3 chapters all week. Like,
Right.
that is not me, right? So having that wide view of what is going on with the team is always important for me, but then making sure over the course of the first couple months while we're training is not going in, teaching choreography and leaving, but spending time with those girls so that I can start to make sure that I'm a second layer of help so that mental health is always top of mind.
I love that. Ingratiating yourself, right? With the girls, not just about, and kind of a correlation of what this podcast is about. It's not just about what you do, but it's also about who you are. You want to get to know these girls beyond the surface level to build that camaraderie, build that team chemistry, right? To build that trust, to be able to be vulnerable, right? So that people don't put on fronts, and,
Mhm.
feel like they have to put walls up or have to put out something that, may not be authentic or real and stuff like that. I love that. I love that about that, what you just said. Um, I want to ask you about advice. There's plenty of advice. I'm sure people have came up to you and they've talked to you about it, but what is some advice that you would have for people that want to dance, on a professional level with a professional team, or maybe the youth that might be just a little scared to dance, it might be children that want to dance, but this might not just have the moxie to say, I want to do it and need that extra push. What is some advice, Justina, that you would give to some of those individuals?
So it's a super cliche statement as a dancer. Everyone's heard this. I think I had it plastered all over my wall as a child, like on a poster.
Mhm.
But I live by this in all aspects, even outside of dancing, and it's dance like no one's watching. And the reason why it's, yes, it's cliche, but it's so true because it's a couple different things. What it really, when you really look down at what that actually means, dance like no one's watching, do like no one's judging is pretty much like how my brain breaks that down, because then it becomes what you want to do. Like it's your inner out. Because when you come into an audition or your first ever dance class, even if you're 14 years old and you're like, I've played field hockey my whole life and I actually just want to try dance. Terrifying at that age to just walk into a room that all these girls have been doing this since they were 5, right? Um, but walking in and doing it for yourself. What does it feel like inner? Because then the outer comes out so beautiful. And that is how I attribute to like all things. When I'm walking into real estate, when I jumped in 2 feet and did real estate, I didn't have any idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
My first showing, I was like, I don't even know if I know how to use this key to get into this house. So do like no one's watching, right?
Right.
Like do it the way you would want someone to do it for you
Okay.
and then learn from it. And that is so important. And I say it to my kids all the time, like as my son's getting out of the car for hockey, like work hard, listen to your coach, be kind. But really, what I'm trying to say to him is dance like no one's watching. Like, just do it for yourself. Because if you're
Right.
not happy doing it for yourself and you're always just doing it for someone else, then you're actually not doing it for the love of the sport.
Yeah.
And I feel in a arena, it's the dancer that's dancing for themselves and not just for the person that's standing there in that seat that they can see. They're gonna look 1,000 times better when it's just authentic dancing than if you are like, okay, this director told me to pick up pom poms and walk forward on 5, 6, 7, 8. The difference is just going to be so apparent. So that would be my biggest advice: is just do it from within, because it will get you to all things are possible at that point.
I love that. I love that. Now, Justina, we have reached the portion of my podcast now that we're going to play my interactive game. It's called
Okay.
This or That. It's a game that I like to play with all my
I love
guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder
it.
podcast. And it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Justina, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather go in, sit down, and eat at? Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay. Now, how do you like your steak?
Oh, this is embarrassing, but butterflied and well done. It needs to be like a hockey puck. I know, ruined. I ruined it. But I
Uh,
can't eat red meat. I can't see any red.
okay. So, do you put a lot of sauce on your steak?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just need it to be not pink on the inside.
I feel it. I feel it. I'm a medium well type of guy. That's for sure. Medium well for sure. Okay, I like that. Out of these two flavors, which flavor would you rather put on the chicken wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Barbecue.
Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Dry.
Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Okay, so you are a dipper. You dip it into blue cheese, correct?
Blue cheese only. Yep.
Okay, I got you. I like that. I can respect that. Okay, we off to a great start, girl. Let's see if we can keep this thing going. Now, these next 5 questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Now, if I asked you, Justina, what kind of music do you like listening to? Would you tell me all of it, or would you give me a genre?
I would probably give you two genres.
Okay, what's two?
I love country, but not pop country.
Okay,
Like bluegrass, Dylan Gossett, Whiskey Myers.
okay.
And then I love Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake. So like that pop world.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask
Okay.
you some questions within that genre, okay? So, first one up is going to be, which concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Rihanna or Beyonce?
Rihanna.
Ooh, you was very quick on that. Love you some Riri, huh? Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. All right. Next one here. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Luke Combs or Alex Warren?
Alex Warren.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Here we go. Back to it. Which music concert would you rather go see out of these two artists? Would you rather go see Dua Lipa or would you rather see Taylor Swift?
Dua Lipa. No T Swift. Hard.
You put your hands together and said, no T Swift. Are you not a Swiftie?
Oh, farthest from it. Oh my goodness.
I feel it. I feel it. I am too. I'm not a Swiftie. Although I did enjoy Wildest Dreams. I do enjoy that song.
Yeah. I mean, I do a little bop here and there
Yeah.
to some of her stuff, but
I
no.
feel it. I feel it. Okay. Here we go. Which music concert out of these two artists would you rather go see? Would you rather see now? I think his name is Now Kahan? Noah Kahan. Noah Kahan.
Okay.
Or
Yep.
would you rather see Zach Brown Band?
Oh, I would probably say Zach Brown.
Okay, okay. Now I like both of them. "Dow Drunk" is one of my favorite songs that Kahan does, and then obviously Zach Brown Band. Who doesn't like Chicken Fried? Come on now,
No, I feel like they're like an OG. Brings me back to like nostalgia times.
right?
Yes.
Got you. Now, last of the music concerts. Which music
Okay.
concert out of these two would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Jelly Roll or Shabuzi?
Oh, jelly roll.
You said so that means you love you some Jelly Roll.
I do love jelly roll. I really like a few songs with Shabuzi, but I feel like jelly roll's story is amazing.
That is very
Really.
true. Very true. And every artist that I mentioned to you, Justina, is on my Pandora, and I enjoy very, very much. And you mentioned Whiskey Myers. There's also a group. There's also some. Sorry. There's also an artist that I truly enjoy as well. So no question. You got some great taste. Back to sports. You're very welcome.
Okay.
Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Are you a good bowler?
I'm horrible, but I need to get better, so I'm gonna choose that.
You said that with so much damn conviction. Like you would rather play bowling. I'm thinking, girl, this girl is good. Wow.
No, if I had bumpers, I'm hella good, but no, I'm a gutter girl. Always
Yeah.
in the gutters, but I tried really
And that's
I need to
cool.
get better.
And listen, it's okay if you need the bumpers. We would just have to slide you over to the next lane, and then
Yeah.
that's it. That's all. That's all we had to do. That's all. But that's all right. Which sport of these two would you rather watch on TV? Basketball or baseball?
Oh, basketball.
Okay, you made a face, girl. What's wrong with basketball?
Those are some of my least favorite sports.
Okay, you know what, Justina, you got a
I
friend.
did watch the game last night. I did watch the game last night.
I feel it.
That was amazing. Go Knicks. Happy for you. But
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, you could watch the last 2 minutes of basketball and be like, that was a great game.
This is very true, but I'm telling you, you got a friend in me now. I don't know about your husband got this football and the hockey on lock. I get that, but now you got a
Yeah.
basketball friend. I can teach you some basketball stuff. Okay, so you good, you
Okay.
good. All right, I love it. Now, do you like desserts?
Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
figured you would. As a mom, you probably bake every now and then, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Love
So
to.
I'm going to throw 4 categories of desserts out at you. You have to choose one of these categories that you would never eat again. So, okay, so here we go.
Okay.
The first category is going to be cookies. The next category is going to be ice cream. The third category is going to be candy. The last category is going to be grouped together. So it's pies/cakes.
Okay.
Which one are you getting rid of?
Pies and cakes.
Okay. Now, if I asked you, Justina, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? You would tell me.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
That is my second favorite, girl. I like that. I like that. That's pretty awesome.
Are you a cookies and cream? Do you like cookies and cream better?
That's my first favorite, yes.
Yep. So that's my 1 and 2 as well.
Girl.
I feel like if you like cookie dough, I
Mhm.
feel like cookies and cream is like the next best.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask this. When is your birthday?
February 20th.
Stop it. You have your February birthday too?
Yep. Pisces.
Okay, that's why we vibing so good. My mother is a Pisces. She's February 22nd. I am February 2nd, so I'm Groundhog Day. So,
Oh, yes.
yes, I'm an Aquarius. So, yes, that's why we vibing. I like that, girl. I knew you was good peoples. I knew it. Okay, here we go. Do you like potato chips?
Yeah.
Okay, so same format. I'm going to throw 4 brands at you. You got to choose one of these brands to get rid of. So, here we go. First brand is going to be Pringles. The next brand is going to be Lay's. The third brand is going to be Doritos. The last brand is going to be Ruffles. Which chip brand are you getting rid of?
Pringles.
Okay. Now, Justina, if you and I walked into a grocery store and I said, go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip to eat, you are buying what?
Cooler Ranch Doritos.
I love it. I love it. Doritos is definitely, I would pick Doritos 2 on that list. That would be my second favorite. Ruffles is actually my favorite brand. No question about that.
Yeah, with the good dip, for sure.
Especially with the buffalo chicken dip. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Okay, I like that. And you were absolutely amazing on this or that. You killed it. No question about it. You killed it. We got to get you bowling a little bit. But other than that, you good. You good. I love it. Okay. Now, this next question is called bucket list. The reason why it's called bucket list, Justina, is because I want you to speak this into existence. And that is, what is a top 4 events you would like to do in your coaching career or sporting career that you haven't done yet?
I would like to coach at a championship
Okay.
game.
Okay.
I would like to be a coach of a team that's involved in the championship.
Okay.
It's
That's
a very cool.
that's one. Give me three more.
I think I also would love I think I would love to do something along the lines of at a, when they bring in a athlete to do like the in game, the beginning game, either it's the anthem or like the Sabres, we have them pound the drum.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to pick someone to come in
Okay.
and work with them.
Okay.
Um, I think my third would be I would love to be able to do like a meet and greet
Okay.
with pick some kids from the community that maybe have maybe a brother sister program and allow them to come in and do a meet and greet with players of their choice. And then lastly, I'd like to sponsor an event so that kids could come and maybe we do a bowling day or maybe we go to an amusement park or we allow them to do a baseball game or something that allows like sponsor an event for them to come in and do something they've never done before.
I would love that. I would love that. I would love to cover any one of those type of things too, because that would be amazing. No question about that. And obviously, you're amazing. There's no question. I think the girls that you pick around you is going to be amazing to put that all together. And the Nighthawks organization, especially their communications team, which I know pretty well. Obviously, covering their games this year, they're pretty amazing. Obviously, Craig, both you and I both know him. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then Chamberlain, who's the guy who's over the communications. They got me the credentials. He's pretty amazing too. So I know we're coming back and we're going to have a very, very good season this next upcoming season for sure. I've asked you about advice before, but I want to ask this again because now I want to know what is some advice that someone gave you that you hold on dearly to?
A lot. I've gotten a lot of advice. I like to talk to people that are older than me or have been through something different than me, and
Sure.
I like to absorb as much information. But I think a standout is to always follow your intuition. You know what you know before you've been able to, like, yes, this is what I'm going to choose and move forward with it. And I have that a lot. I go and I ask people, like you said before, like too many opinions is not good.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to talk it out with my mom, my sister, my husband. But I think following, a lot of times I end up, no matter what they say, I end up going with what I knew I was always going to go with because I'm just following my intuition. And also with my own kids and with my own relationship, sometimes you just know and trusting that and just going on it. Because even if you're wrong, better to be safe than sorry.
For sure. 10,000%. I love that. Love that advice for you. I'm going to get you out of here on rapid fire. Okay, rapid fire is something I like to do with all my guests here to pretty much close out the show, the episode. I'm going to throw some things at you, and the first thing that comes to your mind, other than this or that, first thing that comes to your mind, you just shout it out with glee. Okay, so here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes,
Favorite color?
purple.
Juice or tea?
Oh, tea,
Chicken or ribs?
chicken,
Favorite sandwich?
grilled cheese.
I like that. Favorite TV show or Netflix series?
Oh my gosh. Family Feud.
Wow, that is definitely a first here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I don't think anybody ever said Family Feud. I love it. Be authentic though. We've been talking about it.
I was on Family Feud and we always now watch it
Mhm.
all the time. And so it's always on my favorites list. And I'm like, oh, let's watch another episode of Family Feud.
Justina, something tells me, and I'm going to ask this next one. Something tells me that you are ultra competitive. Like you are babyface, but you are a cutthroat competitor. Is that something tells me that? Is that true?
I mean, I love to play games. Yes, I love to do. I mean, I'm not going to get mad if we don't win,
Right,
but I
right.
do love to compete. Yes, yes.
Okay. So I asked this next one. Favorite board game?
Oh, I love Sorry.
That's my favorite game too. I'm blue. I always like the blue. I choose blue all
I'm
the time.
always red. I
Okay.
always am red.
Okay, got you. Say less. Say less. I'm gonna have
So
to.
we could play, and you could be blue and I could be red.
Oh my
So it's fine.
gosh. Now listen, I'm pretty competitive and sorry. I'm just letting you know. I'm pretty competitive too. I love it. I love it though. That's awesome. Okay, favorite card game.
Probably. I think it's called Game Nine. It's like the golf game.
Hmm. Okay.
Remember what it's called, but it's you get four and you have to flip them over and or you get six actually, and you get to flip them over and you have to like zero them out. I think it's Play Nine. That's what it's called. Play
Got
Nine.
you. Now, obviously, adult game would be Cards Against Humanity. That's one of my favorite card
Okay.
games,
Yeah.
obviously. But the universal game that I would say for cards is Uno. Who doesn't like Uno? So,
Good one. Great one.
right, great game, right? Okay. If you had a choice to bring three people with you, so 3 + 1, total of four, people with you on vacation, who would you choose and where would you go? Now, Justina, before you decide, you can choose family, friends, or celebrities, or a combination of all three.
Okay, I would take my husband and my sister,
Okay.
and then I would take one of my best friends, Beth, and then I also would take
Well, that's
Justin
it.
Timberlake.
Well, that's it. You got four. You got to cut one of them off.
Okay, well then I guess I'll kick off Justin Timberlake.
Well, see, okay. So here's the thing. I love the people that you picked, but the husband is going to be all alone. Is he the one going to be taking the pictures of you, your mom, and your sister?
Yeah, basically, he'll
Okay.
be our personal photographer.
Right. I figured that because, I'm like, he is just by himself. But listen, I wouldn't mind that. And I'm sure he wouldn't either. So that's what's up. I love it. Where would you go?
I probably would go to Aruba.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Now, following that same timeline, if you had a choice to choose three songs or three artists that you could listen to on repeat and never get tired of them, who are the three artists or three songs you would choose?
Dylan Gossett, Whiskey Myers, and Eminem.
Ooh, okay. That's two ends of the spectrum. Eminem and then Whiskey Myers. Okay.
I told you I have a very wide range.
You definitely do. Okay, I like that. I like that. Now, I'm going to ask this. Favorite alcoholic drink?
I really love Surfsides.
What?
Surfsides, like the vodka peach tea
Oh,
mix.
I've never heard of that.
They're non-carbonated. So it's literally just a can of vodka and then they have flavors. So there's Arnold Palmer's, there's raspberry, peach.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tap in with you on that one, especially on Arnold Palmer. Surf sides.
Surfside. And
Okay.
it's not carbonated. So it's great. But I also love like a great margarita.
With a lot of salt around the rim, or just a little bit.
Yeah. I like tahini too, so a little spicy.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You're a professional drinker. We call you a PD. That's for sure. No question about that. Because not too many people know about that spiciness. Okay, I got you. I feel you though. I love that. If you had a choice to choose a genre of dance that you can do for the rest of your life, you only have one genre to do, and you could choose that, what would you choose?
Hip hop.
I like that. Okay, okay. Now, if there was a job that you can choose outside of real estate or being a dance coach that you could do for a day, what job would you choose and why?
Hmm. I would love to be in the Disney parade,
Hmm.
the big parade in Disney. And the reason being is because I would love to perform down Main Street
Hmm.
alongside a bunch of little kids and families. And I just don't want to live in Florida. So I wouldn't want to do that all the time. But for one day, I would love to be in the parade.
Speaking of that, I love doing top fours. You're going to have to choose being a Disney lover. Give me a top four list of your Disney movies.
Top four Disney movies.
Yes.
Okay. Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Frozen 2,
Wow.
Toy Story 3,
Pretty good.
and I think I got to go with Rapunzel.
Wow. That was a
Thank
shocker. That was definitely a shocker, Rapunzel at the end, but I like those four. I do. What is a sport that you would play, Justina, that you would absolutely dominate in?
Oh, I don't know. Probably soccer.
Okay, I like that. Now, let's ask the opposite. What is a sport that you would play that you would absolutely suck in, like your worst sport?
Oh my gosh, like pretty much everything else. Like basketball, I'm very short, so I would really stink at basketball.
Well, why was I thinking like you're around five, like 8, 5'9"? I was thinking like you're like, I really did. I really did. No, nowhere near.
Oh, I'm like just 5 foot.
Wow. Now, see, now mind you, I'm not the tallest person around. I'm 6 feet. I'm not the tallest person around, but at the same time, I was thinking like I was near your size. That's what I was thinking, like 5'8", 5'9".
My 11-year-old is like this tall. Like
Oh,
she's literally I know, but
I
I would
got you.
really stink at basketball. But I would stink at field hockey.
A
I
lot
would
of
stink at a
people
lot.
say basketball as the sport, and that breaks my damn heart because I'm like, yo, that is my favorite sport of all sports,
My
and just
sister, my sister was a basketball player. So,
oh,
and she was very good. So,
well,
that's a good thing.
well, shout out to your sister. Is her last name Langdon, or did she change her name too, her maiden name as well?
Her maiden name is Langdon, yes, but Markulis is her name now.
Well, shout out to Markulis for being a basketball
Yeah.
lover. I love that. That's amazing. That's awesome. My
Yeah.
last of the rapid fire questions is if you had a choice to be able to dance to a routine song or do a routine to a song, what is your perfect routine song that you would want to dance to?
No broke boys. It's got a great beat. It's so good.
What the hell? Like I did not expect. I didn't expect that. I did not expect no broke boys. I'm sorry. I know the song. I know it. I'm thinking.
Every time I'm in my car, I'm like, I just have to stop here and dance.
I
It's
feel it.
so good.
You know, I was thinking asking you that question. I'm thinking like Baby and Patrick Swayze had the time of my life. I'm thinking Dirty Dancing, and you just went 180 on me talking about no broke boys. Okay. I hope to God you convinced the DJ to play that. I really do. I really do.
Every time. Or Bad Romance. Give me some Lady Gaga Bad Romance. Oh yeah.
That's pretty good too. I like that. And this has been a really, really dope podcast episode, Justina. I've just learned about your why from being from Hamburg, going to Canisius, being a captain, being a Buffalo Bandit for multiple years, and now gracing yourself with our presence here in Rochester, New York as the new Nighthawks coach, dance team coach. I know you're going to put a great team together. I know you got great coaches alongside of you as well. Obviously, with you being a great leader as a wife and a mom, you're going to be a great coach as well. I am a new fan of yours. I can't wait to meet you in person at the games. And trust me, we will link up at the games and say hello to each other at some point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I am just going to be a supporter of you and your team and whatever future endeavors. I want to say thank you for allocating your time to me to be on my podcast. And the very last question I'll ask is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all? And also, when those prep classes, if you can give the date for those prep classes too. But anything else you want to add before we conclude?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you reached out. I think it's super important to get out the information about the team. I'm so excited to bring it back to Rochester they already have such an amazing excitement around their team and their organization, but to just add the girls back, I think it's super exciting that they want us back and that we're going to create such a great fan experience and in the community. We do have 3 prep clinics. The first one is coming up in June 27th.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is July 18th. And the third one is September 12th. And they are listed in the press release as well as all of our socials. And then auditions are going to be Sunday, September 20th and then callbacks and interviews will be the next day on the 21st.
Absolutely. And once again, this episode will be out long before then, so you guys will be able to check out this episode and be able to watch this episode. And listen, hit up Justina if you have any other questions that I may have not gotten to in this episode, because she is amazing, and she is our new Nighthawks, obviously, dance coach. And we're happy to have her, and we're lucky to have her. So Justina, again, thank you for allocating your time to being on my podcast. You have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening, and you and I, girl, will most certainly be in touch.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.